Good evening. My name is Ken. Welcome once again. Tonight, the Flyers will be taking on cross-state rival, the Ohio State Buckeyes. This is the Ohio State ACHA Division II club team. They do have an NCAA varsity Division I team, obviously, as well as a Division III club team in ACHA also. So a lot of hockey going on up in Columbus at Ohio State. As far as these two teams, last night they played in Columbus with the Flyers winning by a score of 4-3 in overtime. Brett Smith with a pair of goals. Jackson Reed and Tommy Rutherford scoring as well last night. And last night, Jake Dold was the winning goaltender for the Dayton Flyers. Your referees for tonight's game are Greg Leff and Ty the Tank Wilkinson and Eric Schreiner. We're just about ready to get underway. The starting goaltenders for tonight. It will be Dom Grimaldi for the Dayton Flyers. Dom, a junior out of Chicago, Illinois, a marketing communications major. Dom likes to play golf when he's not playing hockey. And for the Ohio State Buckeyes tonight, it will be Seth Russell. Seth Russell is a sophomore goalie. He's 6'4", 180 pounds, out of Findlay, Ohio. Coaches for the Ohio State Buckeyes, Kyle Ahrens in his third year as head coach. He was an assistant before that. He played at Ohio State and the club teams. Assistant coach for the Buckeyes is Nick Williams. For the Dayton Flyers, Tony Morris, head coach. Assistant coaches are Chris Sands, Chad Morris, and Brendan Moorbeck. The Buckeyes coming in with a stellar record of 5 wins, 1 loss, 1 overtime loss. The Dayton Flyers coming in with a record of 3-5-1. The Ohio State Buckeyes visitors tonight will be in their familiar scarlet uniforms with gray and black trim, while the Dayton Flyers are going to be in their very snazzy, brand new navy blue duds. They have their red and white trim. So we're all set. Referee Schreiner is ready to drop the puck. Flyers moving right to left in this opening period, and we're underway. Flyers control the action to start out. Puck dumped in the Buckeye zone. Cleared to center ice for Matt Dabrowski. Dabrowski pass off the boards into the Dayton zone, broken up. Flyers are able to tip the puck to center, picking it up for the Buckeyes, Carter Wilk. He's checked, as is Mateo Manchero. Flyers pass to center ice for Umhafer. He'll dump it in. Buckeyes retake possession. Dabrowski. Into the Dayton zone. Dabrowski. Pass to the corner. Nobody there. Flyers carry to center. Here for Dayton, Leon Swiatkowski, a shot wide of the Buckeye goal. Tommy Rutherford for Dayton. Can't chase it down. Swiatkowski picks it up in the corner. Swiatkowski to Smith. Smith to the Rutherford in the corner. He's checked. Loose puck, Smith. Jackson Reed tried to hold it in. It comes to center. Flyers come back. Brett Smith. Passes in the corner. Buckeyes intercept. And here they come the other way. For Ohio State, Carter Wilk into the Dayton zone. Centering. And They score! Puck thrown in front of the net, and it's tipped in. Goal scored for the Ohio State Buckeyes by Nick Berhalter. Nick Berhalter out of Long Island, New York, will get the announcement on the goal. 1-0 now, Buckeyes. Just a minute and a half into the game. For the Flyers, Finn Harris. There's a shot, pad save for the Buckeyes by Seth Russell. Puck cleared after the rebound all the way down the ice. And that'll be an icing violation. Okay, actually the goal not scored. Okay, correction on that then. Connor Williamson, the goal scorer, not Nick Berhalter. Connor Williamson is a senior out of Kirkwood, Ohio, 5'9", 160 pounds. So Williamson with the assists going to Brogna and Folfaro. So 1-0 Buckeyes. They control the puck in the Dayton zone. Shot, pad save for Grimaldi. Rebound cleared. Buckeyes dump right back in. We're 3 minutes into period number 1. Puck cleared to center. Buckeyes. Ben Byron drops it off. It's cleared into the Dayton zone. Puck loose, right wing corner, a shot by Williamson, and it's wide to the Dayton goal. Buckeyes hold it in, left point, John Sisti. Sisti centers, here's a shot off the goal post. And out of play. We're 3.5 minutes into the first period. 1-0 Ohio State. Shot wide of the Dayton goal. Puck loose. Near corner of the Dayton zone. Here's a shot taken by the Buckeyes that's wide. For the Flyers, back to get it is Brett Smith. And last night in Columbus, the Buckeyes scored late to tie the game and send it to overtime. Then Brett Smith's goal, half a minute into the overtime, won it for the Flyers. Flyers now 2-0 in conference play. Here's a centering pass, puck, shot, save by Grimaldi. Stand by, everybody. Hold on for me just one moment. Okay, back with you, folks. I had to clarify the uniform number of one of the Buckeyes. So he's 33. Okay. Here come the Buckeyes into the Dayton zone. Shot, and Grimaldi to stop. He'll hold on to it. So again, that Buckeye goal was Williamson, assisted by Brogna and Fulfaro. Puck drops. Flyers need to get the puck out of their own end. Here's a wide open chance, a shot, and they score. Tyler Gaffney. Wide open, puck came up to him at the top of the slot, and he had a wide open chance at the Dayton net, and he puts it in. Tyler Gaffney, one of the leading scorers for the Buckeyes, gives Ohio State a 2-0 lead. Oh, hold on. We've got a penalty. Oh, okay, no goal. Goal is waved off because the puck was hit with a high stick. Buckeye player Matt Dabrowski is talking it over with Tank Wilkinson. .15:02 left in the first period. Now there's several Buckeye players discussing the play with the officials. The officials are indicating that the puck was hit with a high stick before the shot was taken. The potential goal scorer, Tyler Gaffney, is also having a word. Hold on, everybody. Do we have a penalty on the play? Okay, and Ohio State player Dom Caleri is going into the penalty box. Well, now the referee Wilkinson is calling for a backup goalie off the Ohio State bench to go into the penalty box. I just saw Buckeye player Dom Caleri go in, but now also backup goalie Parker Andre is going in there. Well, so instead of it being 2-0 Ohio State, so a tripping penalty on Caleri. So the Flyers are on a power play instead of being down 2-0. So the penalty was number 25, Caleri, for tripping. Got a message from Leanne Kelly, says, "Let's go Flyers," on our chat. Hello, Leanne. And Alexis Mygon. Hey, Alexis, says, "Let's go Flyers." And Cubs, Chicago Cubs. So we'll follow what happens through the evening in that Milwaukee-Chicago National League playoff game. That's a deciding game tonight. I still look myself out now. Okay. A minute 15 left in the Dayton power play. 14-14 left in period one. Ohio State leading 1-0. Flyers on a one-man advantage. Into the Buckeye zone. Swiatkowski in the corner. Drops it back to the point. Rutherford. Swiatkowski. Rink wide pass, Smith. Puck kicks out to Swiatkowski, a shot, and it's off the blocker pad of Seth Russell and over the glass, and we'll have a face-off. New Flyers on the ice. We got Smith. We got Harris. We got Snyder, Reed, Meichenbaum. Face off in the right wing circle of the Ohio State zone. From the draw, Buckeyes rim it around near side. Reed has to chase it down at center. It's stolen away by the Buckeyes. Matt Burrow, a shot, and they score. What a play by the Buckeyes. Nick Berhalter. A short-handed goal as he intercepted a pass at center and raced all the way, all alone into the Dayton zone and puts it in. And the Buckeyes lead it 2-0. So not a good start here. And that was unassisted as, of course, he stole the puck away. And the Flyers still on a power play for 17 seconds. Enter the Ohio State zone, but offside. From the draw at center, Liam Burns dumps it in the Buckeye zone. Puck is cleared out by the Ohio State squad. Into the Dayton zone. Short-handed shot. Saved by Grimaldi. Rebound still alive in the Dayton zone. Penalty killed off by the Buckeyes. Here's Serbone for Ohio State. Pass intercepted for Amhafer at center, but is too far ahead of him. Puck cleared back into the Dayton zone. Back is Burns. Burns drops it off. Return pass is broken up. Loose puck behind the Buckeye net. Back to play it Tyler Gaffney for the Buckeyes. Here's Gaffney, stick handling through center. Over the Dayton line, looking to make a play. Drops it off on the left wing, a shot by Jamie Wang, and the stick saved by Grimaldi. Rebound cleared. Shot the other way at the Buckeye net, and the save made by Russell. Rebound cleared to center. Buckeyes regain possession in their own zone. Give and go pass off the stick behind the Flyer net all the way at the other end of the ring. 11:40 to go, first period, 2-0 Ohio State. And a whistle as play moved into neutral ice. I think the puck was played with a hand pass, they said, so they'll blow the whistle and have a face-off. Connor Williamson and Nick Berhalter, the two scorers for the Buckeyes. There's a blast off the stick of the Buckeyes' Carson Merriweather that's high over the Dayton net crossbar. For the Flyers, here's Declan Ployce. Declan, pass over to the left wing for Swiatkowski. Pass off a stick into the Buckeye zone. Flyers, Sean Tucker plays it. Pass behind the net. Off a stick to Meichenbaum. His pass behind the net is deflected back to the point, but then we have a whistle. Puck popped out of play, and we'll have a face-off. Teams both at full strength right now with 10:58 left in the first. For the Flyers, Liam Burns. Long shot from center. Steered aside by Russell to the corner. Burns after it. Along with the Buckeyes, Mike Brogna. Pass, puck out of play once again. And we'll have another face-off. We invite everybody, whether you're a Flyer fan or a Buckeye fan, if you'd like to say hello on our chat, we'd love to hear from you. We already heard from Leanne Kelly and Alexis Mygon. Icing waved off as the puck is cleared behind the Dayton net. Puck tied up at the blue line now. Pass behind the net, picked off by the Flyers. And here comes Dayton the other way. A pass by Constable. Gets through back behind the net. Ricochets towards center. Now for the Buckeyes, here is Serbone. Anthony Serbone, number 33. Over the Dayton line on right wing. He's checked. Puck carried the other way by the Flyers, Swiatkowski. Centering Rutherford. Fans on a shot. Puck still loose in front of the Buckeye net. Now moving in for a shot for the Flyers is Mygon. It's blocked. Puck centered again, but right to the Buckeyes, and it's cleared away by Ohio State's Mike Brogna. For the Buckeyes, here comes Andrew Jacks into the Flyer zone, and he's checked before he could get a shot away. Puck centered again for Berhalter. Pad save. Rebound. No goal. The Flyers pick up on the rebound and clear it away. What a chance for Nick Berhalter once again. He scored one goal. He almost scored on that last possession. Gaffney for Ohio State rims the puck around to the far side. Flyers clear it. Buckeyes regain at center. There's a pass that's behind Serbone now for Berhalter. A shot and a skate save by Dom Grimaldi on Berhalter. Berhalter, a freshman, he is showing some quite a bit of jump here in this first period for the Buckeyes. Or correction, Berhalter's a junior, I beg your pardon. Junior from Long Island, New York. Here's a shot. Pad save by Grimaldi. Rebound cleared. Buckeyes have it in their own zone. 8.5 to go. First period. Touch pass by Fulfaro into the Dayton zone, and a whistle as a player is down behind the Dayton net. It's an Ohio State player. Did we have a penalty on that play? So roughing on Owen Meichenbaum. First Flyer penalty of the game. Buckeyes already leading 2-0 on a power play. Got a message from Mike Corna. He says, "Go Buckeyes." Mike must be related to Hunter Corna, who is a player on the Ohio State team. Hello, Mike. Nice to have you with us. And we already heard from a couple of Flyer fans, Leanne Kelly and Alexis Mygon. I love to hear from all the fans out there throughout the evening. There's a one-time blast. Pad save off the stick of Serbone. Saved by Grimaldi, and Dom almost looks like he's shaken up after that. Serbone with a howitzer one-time blast. That was a pad save. Now the Buckeyes back in the Flyer zone. Puck held in at the blue line. Over to Serbone. Centers. Tipped wide. Buckeyes a one-man advantage. Puck cleared away. Back to get it for Ohio State. John Sisti. Sisti for Jax. Jax tips it in the Dayton zone. Buckeyes have it. Shot. Pad save. Off the stick of Serbone. Serbone back to Gaffney. Over for a centering pass off the stick of Dabrowski, held in by Serbone. Touch pass. Sisti centering. Serbone over to the right wing now for Sisti. Centers for Dabrowski. Pad save by Grimaldi, and Dom goes down to cover it up. Boy, some spectacular passing by the Buckeyes in this power play. They've got 34 seconds left. A couple of big one-time shots that Grimaldi's had to make some great saves on. Got a message from Melissa Picano-Jones. Hey, Melissa says hello from LA. Let's go Flyers. Here are the Flyers, a short-handed chance by Liam Burns. And a pad save by Russell. Nice to hear from you, Melissa. And also, Patty Ployce. Hey, Patty. Great broadcast, Ken. Thank you very much. And Jeff. And she's talking about our producer-engineer, Jeff Duford. She says, let's go Flyers, Patty and Jesse Ployce. Thanks, Patty. And hello to Jesse tonight. 10 seconds left in the Buckeye power play. Pass back to the left point, gets past Gaffney, and the penalty will be killed off. And now a whistle. Oh, too many men on the ice. So a penalty, they said it was on, I think he said 21, and then Connor Kelly. I don't know. Too many men on the ice. So right after the Flyers killed off a penalty, they've got another penalty kill possibility. There's a short-handed chance for Finn Harris. Pad saved by Russell. Here comes Ohio State the other way. There's Alfaro. He's hammered into the boards. Puck comes to center. Here for the Buckeyes, Berhalter. Shot at the Dayton net, stick save. Rebound still live in the Dayton zone. Flyers clear it. Loose puck. So Connor Kelly serving the too many men on the ice penalty. Will come the Buckeyes, another rush into the Flyer zone. Jamie Wang a shot and a save made by Dom Grimaldi. 46 seconds left in the penalty. 5:01 left in the first period. From the draw, Wang drops it off. Sisti, shot, save, Grimaldi. Face off, right wing circle of the Dayton zone. Puck is cleared away by the Flyers and over the boards, and we'll have another face off. Matt Dabrowski against Tommy Rutherford. Puck dropped. Dabrowski wins the draw. Back to Sisti. Shot. Off a stick wide. Buckeyes still have it. Another shot. Blocked. Rebound cleared to the blue line. And out by Brett Smith of the Flyers. There's 5 seconds left in the Flyer penalty. 2-0 Ohio State. They're in the all red uniforms. There's a shot by Sorbonne blocked. Another shot blocked. I said red uniforms by the Buckeyes. I should say scarlet to be more accurate. There's another shot and a pad save by Grimaldi off the stick of Dabrowski. Dabrowski gets it back. Dabrowski. Pass ahead is deflected back to center. Buckeyes back to get it. Pass intended for Wang, gets past him. Flyers in their own zone. Smith. Brett Smith is hammered down to the ice, and that actually wasn't Smith. It was Tucker that got hit. He's all right. And we've got a penalty coming up on Ohio State on that hit. Carson Merriweather. So penalty on the Buckeyes. So a high hit, unnecessary roughness. So power play for the Flyers. Got a message. Oh, it's Jeff. Okay. Oh, okay. So Jeff let us know that Ohio State's club Division III club team won in a shootout at Kent State. So congrats to Ben Dufour, Jeff's boy, who started that program and it plays goalie for them. The Division III Ohio State team, Benny Dufour. Here comes Ohio State's Sam Gaffney. Gaffney stops in the far corner, checked by Brett Smith. Puck tied up by 5 players there in the corner. 2:20 to go in the period. Flyers come out with it. Colin Umhafer. Umhafer over the Buckeye line. Gets ridden into the boards as he rides the puck off the dasher behind the net, and it's cleared away. Flyers back to get it. There's a trip. And it's not egregious enough that they call it. Here comes Jackson Reed over the Buckeye line. Reed. Drop pass, but picked off by Berhalter, and he clears it away. Flyers regroup at center. Pass by Finn Harris. Off a stick into the Buckeye zone, played by John Sisti, number 8 of Ohio State. Clears to center. Meichenbaum for the Flyers gathers it in. Meichenbaum, number 5, shakes off a check. over the Buckeye line, left wing, being chased down by Serbone. Meichenbaum, drop pass for Reed at the point. It's intercepted, and oh, what a breakout chance for the Buckeyes, Alex Fulfero, but they couldn't get the puck to him. He was all alone, and had that pass not been deflected, it would have been mano a mano, him against Grimaldi. But that pass was broken up, and the puck, it was out of play eventually, and we'll have a face-off in the Ohio State zone. Swiatkowski wins the draw. Puck comes to center. Loose puck picked up by Matt Dabrowski of Ohio State. Pass intercepted by the Flyers' Mike Mygon. He clears to center ice. Here come the Buckeyes, another rush. Jamie Wang, he's checked. Pass at center for Colin Umhafer of Dayton. Umhafer's pass ahead is off a stick to Mygon. Mygon at shot. And a stick save by Russell. Under a minute to go in the period. Here's Gaffney of Ohio State. Pass at center. On the right wing for Carter Wilk. Wilk drops it off. There's a shot. And by Wang, it's blocked. And then it comes to center ice. Back to get it for Ohio State. And I'll have to see who that is. 23. There's a shot toward the Dayton net. And they score. Oh, no, with 2 seconds left in the period. That is a backbreaker here in this first period. Matt Dabrowski, it looks like. With just 2 seconds left in the period. That's a rough one. Those type of goals are very difficult to overcome. And we'll get an announcement on the goal. Okay, so the goal was Dabrowski assisted by Tyler Gaffney. There are 2 Gaffneys on this Buckeye team, Tyler and Sam. And so that's what we have at the end of period number 1. It's Ohio State 3 and Dayton nothing. Got a message from Steve Bradley. Hey, Steve says, hi, Kent. Steve, how's it going? How's Captain Bobby doing? Let us know. I know he was getting into some professional work on the East Coast last time. I think, if I remember right, Steve. But nice to have you check in with us tonight. And again, a hi to Bobby and the rest of the gang. There we go. Okay, guys. Okay, so 3-0 at the end of 1, the scoring summary. All Buckeyes in that first period. Senior Connor Williamson scoring a 5'9", 160 senior out of Kirkwood, Ohio. Williamson assisted by
Mike Brogna, who's out of Wayne, New Jersey, and also by Alex Fulfero out of Buffalo, New York. It was 1-0. And then Nick Berhalter, a junior out of Long Island, New York. A shorthanded goal. That was another killer. Shorthanded goal assisted by Hunter Corna. Or no, I beg your pardon. That's unassisted. It was unassisted. Berhalter's goal was unassisted. I'm sorry. I had a U down here. I thought I wrote a 6, number 6, but it's U, unassisted. That was the play where Berhalter intercepted the pass at center and just walked in all alone, shorthanded, and it was 2-0. And then 2 seconds left in the period. Matt Dabrowski, who is a senior out of Cleveland, Ohio, 6 foot, 170 pounder. And it was 3-0 for Ohio State after one. Kent Jacobs here from Kettering Ice Arena, along with our producer engineer, Jeff Duford. Jeff, what are your shots first period? Oh, so 19-3 shots on goal favoring Ohio State. And that's something that Coach Morris, I'm sure, is going to have a word with the fellows about after this first period during the intermission. Got a message from Steve Bradley. Steve says, Bobby is doing well. Thanks for asking. He is busy in busy season as any accountant, getting toward that at the end of the year. What do you think of the Flyers' new uniforms? Always liked the Chapel Blues a lot. Right before I read that, oh, thanks a lot. Right before I read that last comment, when you said, what do you think of the new unis? I was thinking the same thing. I miss the Chapel Blue, but they're very sharp. Don't get me wrong. The new unis are very sharp, but I agree that I miss the Chapel Blue, the light blue, because that's rare. I think the navy blue, navy blue and black is almost overdone anymore. I think something like that light blue, Columbia blue, or Chapel blue that we call it here. Is a more rare color for teams, so I like those, and that is the traditional University of Dayton color is Chapel blue. It's not the navy blue, but the new unis are very sharp. Don't get me wrong. Let's see. I needed to confirm a couple of uniform numbers for Ohio State that are different than their online roster. Let's see. 23. Sorry, folks. Pardon me for a moment. 33 Sorbonne. Who is Jax is 22. Who's 23? Calais is 25. Okay, I got that. Calais is 25. Sherman is 15. Hmm. I don't see a 23. Okay. Well, that's not good. 23. 27. We're at 21. What's fall fair? It's 29. 29. Okay, fall fair. 21. Wang? 24. Okay. That's 29. Well, should. Okay. Well, so we'll have to keep an eye out for 23. Okay. Um, all right, folks. Appreciate you sticking with us. Um, let's see what's going on elsewhere. In the wide world of sports, Ohio State football won today. So most folks in this area of, well, all across the state of Ohio, but even down here in Dayton and elsewhere, are very interested in that. See what else is happening today in the world of college football. Again, Ohio State top ranked in the country. They knock off 17th ranked Illinois at Champaign, Illinois by a score of 34-16. So another real solid win for the Buckeyes. 5th ranked Texas A&M leads Florida 21-14. Number 9 Texas Tech leads Kansas 21-7. That's in the second quarter. Auburn leads Georgia 10-0 in the second. 15th ranked Michigan and USC are tied 7-7 in the second quarter. Number 11 rather, LSU leads South Carolina 10-7 in the second quarter. BYU leads Arizona 14-7 in the second. Other finals, number 7 Indiana. Wow, here's a big one. Number 7 Indiana has knocked off number 3 Oregon. How about that? 30-20. That's a final. How about that? Number 4 Ole Miss just barely got by Washington State 24-21. Unranked Texas, isn't it fun now Texas unranked as beating number 6 Oklahoma. In fact, they beat them 23-6. Wow, that's a big win for Texas. Is that Mr. Manning's team? Texas? Is that Arch Manning? Is he on Texas? So they had a big win today. How did he do? Just out of curiosity. Team's getting ready to come back on the ice to warm up for the second period. Arch Manning had a really good game. Good game. 21 out of 27, 166 yards. 1 touchdown, no interceptions. That's a good win for them. Other notable scores, Notre Dame, which is 16th ranked, they knocked off North Carolina State 36-7. Okay. So we are, the teams are out warming up. Now we're going to be getting ready for the second period. Sir Coach Morris and his staff had a lot to say to the boys in the locker room after what was a very, I don't know what you want to call it, sloppy or whatever, first period. Outscored 3-0, outshot unofficially 19-3. The Flyers gave up a shorthanded goal, and they gave up a goal with just 2 seconds left in the period. Neither of those things should have happened. It should be no worse, really, than 1-0 right now. But it is what it is. Flyers have a hill to climb now, down 3-0. We're back to live action. Here's Jackson Reed at center for the Flyers. They'll dump it in behind the Buckeye net. Got to talk to Dave Reed, Jackson's dad, before the game at length. Nice to speak to Dave Reed. There's a shot at the Flyer net and a pad save by Grimaldi off the stick of Mr. Dabrowski. Now we've got a whistle. Icing violation against Dayton, looks like. Or did we? No, they're resetting at center ice, it looks like. That's not icing. Well, I'm not sure what that whistle was for, but they're going to conduct the face-off right at center ice. And the Flyers, and they're all navy blue. I don't like it when both teams are in dark uniforms. It makes it kind of harder to tell them apart. Here's a shot and a rebound. They score! Flyers score on a rebound. Russell, the initial save, and it looks like Tommy Rutherford with a rebound goal. And the Flyers cut the Buckeye lead now to 3-1. That goal coming at 1 minute and 9 seconds into period number 2. Now Swiatkowski, the Rutherford, give and go. Swiatkowski, he's checked, but cleared back behind the Dayton goal. Meichenbaum, pass, kicked around. So there's the announcement on the goal by Jake Day, our PA announcer here at Kettering Ice Arena. Rutherford assisted by Swiatkowski and by Burns. Loose puck in the Buckeye zone. Cleared down the ice. Burns back to get it. Burns pass at center, deflected away. Buckeyes intercept at center. Puck dumped in on goal, turned aside by Russell. Sets Russell in goal for Ohio State. Dom Grimaldi for Dayton. Burns checked behind his own net. Puck cleared to center off the stick of Charlie Snyder. Buckeye back to get it is Ethan Bishar. He's run into the boards in the corner of his own zone. Serbone couldn't pick up the puck. For the Flyers, Charlie Snyder trying to put the puck on net. It's covered up by Russell. Kent Jacobs along with our producer engineer Jeff Duford from Kettering Ice Arena outside of Dayton, Ohio. Ohio State in the all-scarlet uniforms. They lead the Dayton Flyers 3-1. And there's a whistle on the face-off. Another shot at the Buckeye net, pad saved by Russell. And then we've got a whistle. The net has come loose. And the Buckeye into the rink. For the Buckeyes, Tyler Gaffney. Give and go pass at center. Intercepted by Mygon. He tips it in the Buckeye zone. Cleared back to center. Gaffney at the other end. Checked into the corner boards in his own zone. And the Flyer zone, rather. Puck cleared to center ice. Buckeyes have it. Corner. Checked. Puck cleared back in the Buckeye zone. Puck kicked off a stick. Loose at center. Reed tips it ahead for Swiatkowski. That's broken up. Here come the Flyers. Jackson Reed picks up a loose puck. Oh, he tried to move in front, but the puck rolled off the stick blade before he could try to stuff it in the net. Now the other way. Here comes Dabrowski. He's checked in front of the Dayton net. For Ohio State, Carter Wilk back to the point. Byron. Shot wide. Gaffney after it. Puck comes to Robbie Sherman. That's Robbie Sherman, not Bobby Sherman, the 1970s singer. 15:21 to go in the period. Tommy Rutherford, the goal scorer in this period for the Dayton Flyers. Thomas, the senior out of Park Ridge, Illinois. Finance major, likes to go fishing when he doesn't play hockey. Puck cleared all the way off the draw back behind the Buckeye net, and it's icing on Dayton. From the draw, there's a shot. One-timer off the stick of Andrew Jacks. That's a stick save for Grimaldi. Cleared back to the Buckeye line. Right wing pass. Picked up by Gaffney. Shot off the boards wide. Puck ricochets to center. Back is Robbie Sherman to get it. Sherman carries in the Flyer zone, but this puck comes off of his stick. Now he steals it back. Drops it off to the left point for Dabrowski. He's checked. Flyers clear to center. Back to get it, Andrew Jacques. That's spelled like Jacques. Jacques, but Coach Ahrens before the game said it's pronounced Jacques. 6 minutes into the second period. Ohio State in the all scarlet lead the Flyers in all navy by a score of 3-1. But the Flyers have really come back in this period, although here's a semi breakaway by Alex Fulfero and a save made by Grimaldi. Liam Burns for Dayton. Pass for Snyder off of his stick. They fight for it behind the Dayton net. Kicks over into the corner. Unable to hold it in for the Buckeyes. Serbone, he has to go get it. Serbone. Pass off to Gaffney, and it's banged off the far boards. Intended for Fulfaro, and it carries all the way down the ice. That'll be icing violation on Ohio State. Again, these two teams played last night in Columbus with the Flyers winning it in overtime 4-3 on a goal by Brett Smith. Jake Gold was the winning goaltender in that game for Dayton. So the Flyers, despite the record of 3-5-1, they come into this game 2-0 in the Tri-State Collegiate Hockey League standings, with the win over Ohio University and the win over Ohio State. Touch pass for the Buckeyes to Gaffney. Back for Fulfero, a shot. He whistles one wide. Puck shot again wide of the Dayton net. Puck ricochets into the corner. Flyers trying to get it out of there. Here's Reed. Pass at center. Intercepted. And shot back in the Dayton zone. Back is Liam Burns. Burns. Rink wide. Declan Ployce. Here's Ployce. Pass off the stick down the ice into the Flyer zone. Intercepted by Tyler Gaffney. Gaffney clears into the Dayton zone. Ployce back to get it. Pass at center ice now for Snyder. Pass tipped behind the Buckeye goal. And the Buckeyes clear it away. Icing waved off. There was a Will Leschnock almost had a chance at a breakaway, but the pass off the boards was past him. Here's Leschnock, checked by Ployce. Loose puck, pad save on the shot by Connor Williamson of Ohio State. 11-11 left in period 2. 3-1 Ohio State. Swiatkowski over the Buckeye goal, a shot, and it's a stick save by Russell. 3-1 Ohio State, but in this second period, it's 1-0 Dayton. So they have cleaned up their game after a very shaky first period. There's a shot by Rutherford, pad save by Russell. Rutherford looking for his second. Now for the Flyers, Brett Smith over the Buckeye line. Smith Tied up by 2 Buckeyes, and the puck carries to center. Brett Smith was the Buckeye killer last night with 2 goals, including the game winner in overtime and that 4-3 Dayton win. There's Liam Burns for the Flyers, tied up by the Buckeyes. Robbie Sherman. I did it right there. Bobby Sherman. Sorry. Julie, 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 do you love me? If you're old as I am, you know that tune. Here's a give and go pass to Hunter Corna. And to the Dayton zone, it's tipped wide. Behind the net, Sherman. Back to the point, a shot by Andrew Jacks is deflected wide. Jacks again. For Sherman. Shot. Pardon me, shot blocked. Buck ricochets to the right point, held in there by Sherman. Centers for Gaffney. It's broken up and cleared away. And that'll be icing against Dayton. 9:05 to go in period number 2. Again, the goal scorers in this game for Ohio State have been Williamson and Berhalter and Dabrowski. It's been Rutherford for Dayton. Puck flip high to center ice, and it's moved ahead with a hand pass, and we'll have a face-off. Right wing circle face off in the Buckeye zone. Played by Ohio State. And there's a Flyer player that goes ramming into the boards hard, and is that Jackson Reed. He's on his feet, and that causes a skirmish along the boards at center ice. Jackson Reed, who's on his feet now, he's on injured now. He's going after Fulfero. And we'll probably have some infractions. Hopefully Jackson Reed is okay. He was hit into the boards hard. He's going back to the bench, but he seems to be fine. In fact, he exchanged a couple of pushes and shoves with a Buckeye player. And are we going to have any penalties? We had a brief skirmish, and referees are conferring, Mr. Leff and Mr. Wilkinson. Now Mr. Schreiner will join the conversation. It looks like Anthony Sorbonne is going to the penalty box. Check behind the back by Anthony Sorbonne of Ohio State. Draw even closer in this second period with 8:45 to go. Penalty on Anthony Sorbonne. Sorbonne out of Middleton, Massachusetts, 5'11", 185, sophomore. for the Flyers. Meichenbaum over to Reed. Shot, pad, save. Rebound back to Reed, left point. Drops it behind the net for Finn Harris. Return pass broken up, and here come the Buckeyes. Here is Dabrowski. He'll just dump it behind the Dayton net and head to the bench on a line change. Under 8 minutes to go in the period. Flyers on a power play, trailing 3-1. Reed looking for Jones. It's tipped behind the net. Amhafer was at the top of the crease, but with the loose puck, but covering it up is Seth Russell, and he'll hold on to it for a faceoff. Face off in the Buckeye zone to the left of Seth Russell. For Dayton, Declan Poyce takes the draw. Back to the point for Smith, but he's checked. Tommy Rutherford will dump it back in. Back for the Buckeyes behind the net. With Brogna, he's checked. Puck cleared away. Loose puck behind the Dayton net at the other end of the rink, though. Rutherford kicks it free to Poyce. Poyce to Rutherford. Right wing. And it tips up over the boards, and we'll have a face-off. 7:05 to play in the second period. We're past the midway point of the game now. 20 seconds left in the Dayton one-man power play. Swiatkowski against Leschnock. Swiatkowski wins the draw to Rutherford. Rutherford over the Buckeye line, checked, but gets it over to Smith. A shot, and the save is made by Russell on Brett Smith. Brett Smith, a senior out of Pittsburgh, civil engineering major. Eight seconds left in the Flyer power play. Face off in the Buckeye zone. Swiatkowski against Leschnock. Swiatkowski wins it to Smith. A shot blocked. Here come the Buckeyes. Leschnock poke checked as he carried in the Dayton zone. Pass into the Buckeye zone, and Ohio State takes back over. Sherman behind his own net is checked. Penalty killed off. Now to Serbone. Loose puck, Dayton zone, picked up for the Flyers by Connor Kelly. Across center, poke checked. And the Flyers are offside because the puck was poke checked away from Connor Kelly as he entered the zone, and he had a teammate come in behind him over the line as the puck skittered to center ice. From the draw at center, puck cleared into the Dayton zone. Back for the Flyers, Mygon. Chips it ahead for Kelly. Kelly, rink-wide pass. Intercepted by Leschnock, but he couldn't control it. At center ice for Dayton, here comes Finn Harris. Harris into the Buckeye zone. Behind the net. Centering pass. Broken up and cleared away. Mike Mygon knocks it down. Over the Buckeye line, he's bumped off the puck by Serbone. Loose puck, Leschnock. Leschnock pass at center, picked off. For the Flyers by Finn Harris. Couldn't move it ahead. Picking it up for the Flyers, Connor Kelly in the Buckeye zone in the corner. He's checked. Mygon, a shot. And it's kicked out by Russell. Rebound cleared away to center ice. Flyers forechecking game has really improved dramatically in the second period. Under 5 minutes to play in the second. Here come the Flyers, trailing 3-1. Connor Kelly ridden into the boards. Puck loose in the Buckeyes. Oh, Ted Jackson. The puck bounces around in front of the Buckeye net. Jackson Reed is there, and he's able to slam it home point blank behind Seth Russell. And it's now a 3-2 Buckeye lead. Jackson Reed, the big 6'5" junior out of that's unassisted. The puck bounced off a couple of sticks and skates in front. And Reed steps it in. He's from Cranberry Township, Pennsylvania. Jackson studying accounting. Likes to play golf when he's not playing hockey. 4 minutes to go in the second. Loose puck, Buckeye zone. Here is a chance for the Flyers' Sean Tucker, but tipped wide. Flyers control in the Buckeye zone. Been the tale of two periods so far, completely different. It was all Buckeyes in the first, and it's been pretty much all Flyers here in the second. Loose puck in front of the Buckeye net. There's a scramble, and it's tipped wide of the near crossbar. Or goalpost, rather. Another shot. Pad save by Russell. Puck still loose. Flyers fighting for it. That is Swiatkowski. He rims it behind the net. 3 minutes to go in the period. Flyers still trying to maintain pressure in the attacking zone. Now it's tipped away. Mygon gets it back, however, and clears it back in. Loose puck near corner boards in the Buckeye zone. Puck centered, it's intercepted and cleared by the Buckeyes. Jamie Wang. They carry in the Flyer zone, sprawling out across the goal mouth to cover the puck is Dom Grimaldi. And Dom is able to cover it up. 2:29 to go in the second. And we'd love to hear from you. In our chat, we've heard from a number of folks tonight. Yeah, the makings of a darn good game now. From the face-off. Puck into the Dayton zone. There's a centering pass by Berhalter that's broken up. Flyers trying to carry out. Here comes Finn Harris. Over the Buckeye line, he slides it in. Buckeye rammed into the boards. Here's Liam Burns' shot blocked. Here come the Buckeyes the other way. Sam Gaffney couldn't control the puck. Comes back to the point. One-time wrister off the stick of Andy Jacks that's turned aside by Grimaldi. Grimaldi shovels it ahead for Swiatkowski, or Meichenbaum rather. Meichenbaum will dump it in. A minute and a half to go in the second period. Loose puck to center, one man back, Swiatkowski. Here come the Buckeyes. There's a chance by Gaffney, and they score. They had a 2-on-1 break, and it looks like it was Gaffney over there. Sam Gaffney with the goal, it appears. He was the one who tipped it. That's a tough one. With 1:20 now, the Buckeyes rebuild a 2-goal lead now at 4-2. Pardon me, the goal was credited to Alex Fulfero. There's another shot at the Dayton net, and a save by Grimaldi. Under a minute to go in the period. I'll clean up that goal announcement here in a moment, or goal, who it's credited to and whatnot. When we get a stoppage, there's Sean Tucker dumping it in for Dayton. Boy, the Buckeyes nearly scored again a moment ago. And here they come. There is Sisti over to Serbone, over the Dayton line, back to Gaffney, and he's passes behind him. Trying to carry in front of the Dayton net was Dabrowski. 5 seconds left in the period. Pass right in front of the Dayton net, and it's cleared to center, and that'll do it for the second period. We've got a darn good game, folks. After 2 periods of play, it's Ohio State 4 and Dayton 2. Okay, that second goal, or that last goal for Ohio State, was Alex Fulfero, not Gaffney. Gaffney got an assist. It was Alex Fulfero, sophomore, 5'11", 180 out of Buffalo, New York, with the goal, and the assists on that went to Gaffney and Berhalter. So the full scoring in that second period, that was the Buckeye goal. The Flyers scored twice. Tom Rutherford. And for Thomas, senior out of Park Ridge, Illinois, assisted by Leon Swiatkowski and Liam Burns. And then the second goal was Jackson Reed, unassisted. The first period for Ohio State, it was Williamson, assisted by Brogna and by Fulfero. And then it was Berhalter, shorthanded, unassisted. And then it was Dabrowski, assisted by Gaffney. And that's all the scoring. Jeff, what are your shots here in the second period? For the game? Okay. So for the game so far, Ohio State out shooting UD unofficially 28-14. But much better game than it was in that first period. It was 3-0 after 1. The Flyers, much better period in the second. So that's where we have it after 2 periods of play. 4-2 in favor of Ohio State. Taking a look at what's going on in the sports world. In the bottom of inning number 5 in the National League divisional playoff, Milwaukee leads Chicago 2-1 after or they're actually in the bottom of the 5th inning. And that game is in Milwaukee. The Brewers have a man on base with nobody out. National Hockey League tonight, the St. Louis Blues have defeated the Calgary Flames by a score of 4-2. That's a final. And that's the only final, or no, there's another one. Winnipeg has knocked off Los Angeles 3-2. That's the other final in the NHL today so far. Partial scores: Boston 2, Buffalo 1 in the 3rd. Detroit 4, Toronto 3 in the 3rd period. New Jersey 5, Tampa 3 in the 3rd period. Florida is defeating Ottawa 6-1 in the 3rd period. 3rd period, Washington 4, the Islanders 2. 3rd period, Penguins 6, or correction, Rangers 6, Penguins 1. 3rd period, Canadiens and Blackhawks are tied up at 2. 2nd period, Predators 2, Mammoth 1. 2nd period in Minnesota, the Wild 2 and the Columbus Blue Jackets 2. 1st period just underway. Dallas and Colorado no score. Later on, Vancouver at Edmonton, Anaheim at San Jose, Vegas at Seattle. And that is what's happening in the National Hockey League today. Oh, got the score sheet from Jake Day. So shots on goal so far. They don't have them written down. So we already went over shots on goal, 28-14. And so exciting series between these two teams so far. Last night, Ohio State in Columbus, they score late to force overtime, and Brett Smith wins it in overtime with a goal half a minute into the extra period. And now tonight, the Buckeyes charge out to 3-0 lead after 1, but the Flyers outscore the Buckeyes in the 2nd period 2-1 to make it 4-2 for the game. And so we should be getting ready for what hopefully will be an exciting 3rd period. taking a look at the Flyers' upcoming contests. Hold on. Hey, Jeff, are you going to be here Friday? Yeah, 8 o'clock. Yeah. Huh? Um, it's 8 o'clock here. Yeah. Okay. So we should be, we'll be on next Friday. We'll let you know whether it'll be on the YouTube or any other platform, but we should be able to be on against the Miami Redhawks next Friday. This upcoming Friday, the 17th, is when the Flyers play at home next. And then it's going to be a while. So after Friday, they won't play at home again until November 7th. Well, they've got 2 games against. Did I ever give you did I forward the schedule to you? I didn't? Okay, I found it. They've got it on the X. But they don't have game times. That's yeah. Just show up at the rink and they'll eventually be there. Yeah, so there'll be a little break of a few weeks before we see again after this upcoming Thursday, or Friday rather. So all right, the Zamboni has made its rounds, everybody. And we're going to be getting ready for third period action. Again, we love to hear from anybody viewing that's would like to say hello. If you have a player that you're watching, and the Flyers coached by Tony Morris, assisted by Chad Morris, Chris Sands, Brendan Warbeck. The Ohio State Buckeyes coached by Kyle Ahrens, assisted by Nick Williams. Our officials for tonight's game: Ty the Tank Wilkinson, Greg Leff, Eric Schreiner. The Buckeyes are in their road all scarlet uniforms with white and black trim. I'm sure there's some gray in there somewhere. There's got to be scarlet and gray. And the Flyers are in their new navy uniforms. Again, the goalkeepers in the game so far, and Dom Grimaldi for Dayton, and Seth Russell for the visiting Buckeyes. My name is Kent Jacobs, along with our producer engineer Jeff Duford. We emanate from Kettering Ice Arena in this Dayton suburb of Kettering. And as I always like to say, it's good to be emanating from somewhere. We are underway for the third period. 4-2. The visiting Buckeyes lead it. Gaffney will shovel it in his own zone. Buckeyes start out. Polfero tips in front toward the Dayton net. It deflects to the corner. Loose puck picked up by Reed. Over the Buckeye line, a shot, and the save made. That was a dangerous chance for the Flyers, as that puck kind of just came free to Jackson Reed, and he was able to get a good chance. Now the other way, Grimaldi is down on the ice, and it's a shot rather, by Andy Jacks. That deflects wide. Buckeyes have it in their own zone. Rob Sherman. Robbie Sherman passes up ahead for Sam Gaffney. He's checked. Loose puck carried into the Dayton zone by Alfaro. It comes loose. There's a shot by Gaffney. And now Grimaldi is going to take a few whacks at Gaffney and the Buckeyes, as he thought he's been interfered with. Let's see if there are any infractions out of that scuffle. They are going to let that go. Just say there were a few pushes and shoves, but no penalties on that play. Face off in the Dayton zone. Liam Burns in the corner kicks it free. Flyers trying to start out. Swiatkowski pass at center comes all the way down behind the Buckeye net. Icing waved off. Here come the Buckeyes the other way. Here's Gaffney over the Dayton line, right wing, checked in the corner. Gaffney tied up. Loose puck. Sherman into the corner. Puck hit in front for Gaffney, and the save is made by Grimaldi. Clock stopped, 17:58 to go in the third. Will Leschnock takes the draw for the Buckeyes, but comes to center. Jackson Reed will dump it in the Buckeye zone. Back to get it for Ohio State, John Sisti. He's checked. Puck kicks free. Here comes Serbone. Serbone trying to get it back to Leschnock. It's broken up. Here come the Flyers the other way. Over the Buckeye line, a shot wide. Flyers. Finn Harris back to get it. Pass broken up. Here's Harris again. Harris for the Flyers, carrying to center, and he'll dump it in the Buckeye zone. Back to get it for Ohio State, John Sisti. He lost it. Now here comes Leschnock. Leschnock couldn't control the puck at center. Flyers, Brett Smith has it. Smith in his own zone gets tied up. Loose puck at center, picked up by Swiatkowski to Rutherford. And he couldn't control it and was stripped from behind by Mike Brogna. Brogna can't carry out of his own zone, however. Flyers trying to hold it in. Hafer was after it. Puck comes free now to neutral ice. Flyers come back. Here is Owen Meichenbaum. Over the Buckeye line. Gets knocked down as he enters the slot area between the face-off circles. Sisti for Ohio State. Checked. Flyers still have it. There's a shot by Mygon. Pad save by Russell. Puck cleared away on the rebound. Into the Dayton zone was Caleri, but couldn't get a shot away. Loose puck picked up for the Buckeyes by Mike Brogna. Brogna checked in the corner of the Dayton zone. Buckeyes unable to hold the puck in. Back to get it at his own blue line, Tyler Gaffney. Over the Dayton line, left wing fires, and it's kicked out by Grimaldi, and rebound cleared. And that goes all the way down the ice for an icing violation. All right, folks. Anybody have any more comments? Want to hear from our armchair color commentators, whether you're a Flyer fan or a Buckeye fan, and let's get in the live chat. Let us know what you think about this game as we enter the final 15 minutes of regulation. Face off in the Dayton zone, right wing circle it's going to be. Carter Wilk of Ohio State against the Flyers. Tin Herrick, or check that. I didn't catch the number. Rebound kicks the Dayton blue line and or to the Ohio State blue line. It's shot back to the Dayton line. A couple of players ping pong against each other in the nearest corner of the Dayton zone. Flyers intercepting a centering pass. Here's Liam Burns, poke checked away. Loose puck picked up by Carter Wilk. Over the Dayton line, Wilk fans on a wrist shot, top of the slot. And the loose puck cleared to center. For the Flyers, there's Connor Kelly ridden into the boards. There's a shot at the Buckeye goal, stick save, rebound, pad save by Russell. Two shots there by the Flyers, trying to cut the Buckeye lead. They trail it 4-2. But cleared down the ice. Icing waved off. It's played by the Buckeyes, Jamie Wang. Puck loose, held in at the Dayton line by Fulfero. He's checked. Back is Smith of Dayton. Brett Smith over the Buckeye line. Shot. Loose in front, and it comes off to these near wing boards. It's cleared to center. Pass off a stick to Gaffney. He'll chuck it in behind the Dayton net. 13.5 to go in regulation. 4-2, the visiting Buckeyes in all scarlet. There's a shot at the Buckeye goal, pad save by Russell. Long shot from center. Here's Jackson Reed, a backhander. And save made by Russell. He snares it with the big trapping mitt. Face off in the Buckeye zone. To our left, puck drop from the draw, shot by Rutherford, kicked out. Here's Liam Burns holding the puck in. Trying to get a shot from the left point, what was checked from behind. Flyers still have it in the Buckeye zone. Pass intercepted by Berhalter, couldn't clear it, however. Now carrying to center is Gaffney. Sam Gaffney over the Dayton line. There's a shot. Pad save. Rebound is still alive in the Dayton zone. Umhafer after it. Buckeyes still have it behind the Dayton net. Serbone. Here's a shot in front, and it's blocked by the Flyers. Another shot, and it's off the mitt of Grimaldi and cleared away. And that will be an icing on Dayton. 12:09 to go. Some furious action in the Dayton zone a moment ago. Grimaldi down on one knee, had to swipe at the puck, and now Coach Morris of Dayton will call a timeout. Coach Tony Morris calling timeout as the Flyers need to regroup and score twice sometime in the next 12 minutes to at least force overtime. Okay, we're ready to go for the drop of the puck after the Dayton timeout. Face-off will be in the Dayton zone. Leschnock for Ohio State against the Flyers' Brett Jones. Flyers win the draw. Puck shot into the Buckeye zone to our left. Puck loose, pour along the far boards. Buckeyes come away with it. Give and go pass over the Dayton line by Leschnock to Gaffney. Broken up and stolen. Here come the Flyers. There's Declan Ployce, a shot. Deflects wide. Gaffney for Ohio State back over the Dayton line. Sanders for a shot, and it's tipped wide. Off the inboards, Flyers clear it to center. Intercepted by the Buckeyes. 23. Now we've got a whistle. Puck out of play, and we'll have a face-off. .11 minutes, 10 seconds to go in the third. Face off in the Buckeye zone. Jackson Reed against Mike Leschnock, or Will Leschnock, I beg your pardon, of the Buckeyes. Leschnock wins the draw, but the Flyers hold it in at the point. That was Meichenbaum dumping behind the net. There's a shot, pad save. Jackson Reed, a shot that Russell kicks out. Rebound to center. Reed dumps it back in. After it for Ohio State. Caleri, shot to center. It's dumped in behind the Dayton net, and goalie Dom Grimaldi will hold on to it. Flyers on the ice. Umhafer, Rutherford. We got Swiatkowski. Umhafer. There's a shot at the Dayton net. Pad save. Grimaldi. Rebound to center. Buckeyes regain possession at center ice. Tipping it in the Dayton zone. Dom Caleri. Polari near corner Dayton zone is checked. Flyers come back. Long pass for Rutherford and couldn't catch up to it, and Russell out of the net clears it ahead. Back come the Buckeyes. There's a shot at the Dayton net, and it's tipped wide, and actually Grimaldi got a piece of that one to keep it out. Here's Liam Burns. Drop past Rutherford, but behind him. Here come the Buckeyes. There's a shot, pad save. Mike Brogna shot. Puck still loose in the Dayton zone. There's a blast, hammered, and it's a blocked shot off the stick of John Sisti. And here comes the puck to center ice after Rutherford, but he's beaten to it by the Buckeyes Sisti. Flyers dump back in, and we're on goal. A save made by Russell. Rebound down the ice. After it for Ohio State, Matt Dabrowski. Dabrowski along the boards. Now behind the net. Drops it back. There's a shot wide of the Dayton goal by Jamie Wang. 8:40 to go in the third. For the Flyers, Mike Mygon, he's rammed into the boards hard there by, looked like Brogna, I believe. Mygon slow to get up, but now he is back on his feet. He poke checks the puck away, but the Flyers unable to control it. Puck tipped loose at center ice. For the Buckeyes, Jamie Wang carried in the Dayton zone. He's checked. From the left point, there's a shot. Pad save. Shot taken there by Serbone. Now back come the Flyers. Racing up the gut is Brett Smith. And tried to get a shot, but he was tied up between two Buckeyes as he approached the Buckeye net. Now here's Finn Harris trying to walk in front, but gets checked. Jackson Reed shovels it back into the Buckeye zone. Serbone for Ohio State. Serbone. Pass shot all the way down on goal. Save made by Grimaldi. Loose puck into the Buckeye zone. Reed tries to center, but it's intercepted. And there's a trip. And is there going to be a penalty on that play? Apparently not. So then maybe it was a hip check that there was not a trip. Play continues. Here comes Tyler Gaffney to Sam Gaffney over the Buckeye line, and he's checked from behind, and the puck rolls off his stick before it could get a shot right in front of the Dayton net. For the Flyers, Declan Ployce, a shot the other way. It's off his stick and over the glass. Fast and furious action at Kettering Ice Arena. Just 6:38 to go in regulation. Buckeyes lead the Flyers 4-2. The Flyers, in their very first home game of the season against the Xavier Musketeers, were victimized by a sluggish first period. Let's hope that's not the case tonight. They've got 6.5 minutes to rectify it. Here's Colin Umhafer for Dayton. Pass behind the net, Swiatkowski. Along the wall, Rutherford. For Smith, back to Rutherford, gets past him. Flyers in the Buckeye zone. Swiatkowski behind the net, Umhafer. Rutherford centering for Smith. Broken up. Rutherford, shot off the side of the cage. Buckeyes trying to get it out. They do. Flyers regain possession at center momentarily. Now it ping pongs around. It's picked up by Leshnock. A shot off the crossbar of the Dayton net. Will Leshnock nearly scoring for Ohio State. The puck was just ping-ponging around a number of players at center. It kicked free over the Dayton line to Leshnock, and he got a nice clean shot away that pinged off the crossbar of the Dayton net. Lucky bounce that on that occasion for the Flyers to keep them in the game at this point. There's a hit on Burns. He goes down. No call. And the puck deflects to center ice. Flyers, Mygon, pass ahead for Sean Tucker. He'll dump it in. Burns centers. It's tied up by the goalkeeper, Seth Russell. He'll hang on to it. Burns from the left point, trying to throw the puck in front, and deflects off a stick onto Seth Russell. He'll hold on to it. Puck drop, and here we go. Back come the Buckeyes the other way. Mike Brogna. Brogna checked. Buckeyes still have it in the Dayton zone now. Brogna couldn't control the puck behind the net. It's fought for in the near corner. It kicks free. After it for the Flyers is Brett Jones. Jones checked. Puck comes loose to center. Boys shovel it ahead. It's intercepted. Here come the Buckeyes. There's a chance by John Sisti, and he lost it. Here comes Ployce the other way. Over the Buckeye line, Ployce centers a tip. Loose in front, and now the Buckeyes pick it up. And it's cleared away to neutral ice. Here comes Matt Dabrowski over the Dayton line. Checked by Mygon. Loose puck, Reed. Trying to move it ahead for Connor Kelly. Couldn't pick it up. Here's a chance for the Buckeyes. A shot by Serbone is blocked. Or check that. That's, I don't know who 23 is. We don't have a 23 on the roster for Ohio State. I don't know who that is. He's not even on the score sheet. Puck cleared down the ice into the Buckeye zone. Russell sets it up. Loose puck at center, picked up for the Flyers by Brett Smith. Rink wide pass, Meichenbaum over the line. Centers for Swiatkowski. It's tipped wide. There's a blast for the Flyers by Smith. It's wide. Puck ricochets off into the corner. Now kicks in front of the Buckeye net. Off to the right point, held in for the Flyers by Meichenbaum behind the net. Meichenbaum to Swiatkowski. Rutherford trying to pick it up in the corner to Swiatkowski. Swiatkowski to Smith. Winds up. Shot blocked. Gets it back. Smith working through traffic. Walks off to the far boards. Now rink wide pass. Rutherford a shot. Pad save. The Flyer net is empty. They have the extra attacker. Down 4-2. There's Meichenbaum for Rutherford. One-timer is wide. There's a shot in front. Reed is planted in front looking for a pass. Rutherford in the near corner. 2:20 to go in the game. Here's Brett Smith dropping it off in the corner. Meichenbaum or Swiatkowski to Rutherford behind the net. Rutherford. Umhafer looking to make a play in front. Now here's Reed, a shot off a stick wide. Here's Reed, top of the slot now to Meichenbaum. Back to Rutherford. Pass intercepted and cleared all the way down the ice. And it's off the goal post. All the way down the ice by Cisco. Check that by Wang. Here come the Flyers. Owen Meichenbaum at the Buckeye line will dump it in. 1.5 minutes to go. Flyers trying to hold it in. Here's Rutherford. Reed fires. It's blocked. Puck center now to Meichenbaum. And shot. Down is Russell, and he'll cover it up with 1:12 to go. Furious action. Flyers frantically trying to score a goal to get back to within one.
34 shots to 38. 34 to 38.
Ohio State.
Ohio State up 4 shots.
Yeah. So shots on goal now completely turned around. It's 38-34 unofficially Ohio State, when at one point it was 19-3. And now I think the Buckeyes have called timeout. Buckeyes, for if anything, they may be just calling that timeout to have a rest period for a moment. As the Flyers with the empty net, they have mounted a furious attack over these last few minutes. The Buckeyes came within inches of putting the game away a few moments ago on the empty net. I believe it was Jamie Wang, I think, who had a long shot from inside his own zone that pinged off the goalposts at the empty net. So the Flyers live for another day because of that. And the Flyers themselves have come close to drawing within one in this one. They trail it 4-2. Again, the Flyer net empty for the extra attacker. Face off in the Buckeye zone to our left. Swiatkowski takes the draw for Dayton. To Meichenbaum at the point. Meichenbaum tips behind the net. And now a whistle. And they're saying that the puck was moved ahead with a hand pass as official Ty the Tank Wilkinson whistles the play dead with 1:05 to go. Swiatkowski against Gaffney. There's a shot by Reed right on from the faceoff, and a save made by Russell. Again, face-off in the Buckeye zone from the draw. This time the Buckeyes win the face-off. Andrew Jack tried to move it to center ice. There's a shot at the empty net, and it's off the side of the cage. Flyers still alive. Here they come. Here's Reed the other way. Reed drops it off, gets it back, tips in front. Trying to hold it in with 35 seconds left was Meichenbaum. Puck dumped in behind the Buckeye net. Andy Jacks can't clear it. Trying to hold it in was Reed. It's tipped to center, and now they have the empty net. Here comes a shot, and they score. And that'll do it. With 13 seconds to go, the Buckeyes are going to split this two-game home-and-home weekend series with the Flyers, as Ohio State now leads it 5-2. I believe. So Alex Alfaro gets the empty net goal. That's his second of the game, and that'll do it. So that'll do it for this one. The final score tonight, as the Ohio State Buckeyes have split this two-game weekend home and home series with Ohio State. Final score tonight, Buckeyes 5 and Flyers 2. And what were your final shots, Joe? So Jeff's unofficial shots, 39-36 in favor of Ohio State. And, well, I'll tell you what, everybody, was an exciting game. You know, after the first period, it didn't look like it was going to be an exciting game. It was 3-0 Buckeyes after one, and they had outshot the Flyers 19-3. But give credit to Coach Morris and his staff, and that they really got the guys to turn things around, and they played even with the Buckeyes the rest of the way. The rest of the game was 2-2 in the second and third period, but that first period did the Flyers in. Again, like we mentioned a few minutes ago, Flyers got victimized by a slow start against Xavier in their first home game, and that happens again tonight. A sluggish start, and they fall behind, and we're just not able to quite climb the mountain back to the top against a very good Ohio State team, as the Buckeyes now go to 6-1-1 on the season. So, and once again, let's go over the scoring summary, and then we'll have a 3 stars. Oh, there we go. Thank you very much. So that final goal, the empty netter, was Alex Alfaro. Mr. Alfaro is second of the game. He's out of Buffalo, New York. 5'11", 180-pound sophomore, so he had a good game. Going over the full scoring once again. First period, it was Connor Williamson out of Kirkwood, Ohio. I don't know where that is. 5'9", 160, Connor Williamson, assisted by teammates Mike Brogna and by Alex Alfaro. And it was 1-0 Buckeyes. And then a tough goal that, as the Flyers go back and watch this game, is gonna bug them. A giveaway at center ice while they had a power play. The Flyers had the one-man advantage, but lost the puck at center ice, and it was Nick. Sorry, I lost the name. Berhalter, Nick Berhalter, just took the puck away at the Dayton blue line and walked all the way in all alone and got a shorthanded goal, and it was 2-0. That was unassisted. And then the other goal in the first period that the Flyers brain trust are just going to be banging their heads against the wall over was allowing the Buckeyes to score with just 2 seconds left in the period. That was Matt Dabrowski, Mr. Dabrowski out of Cleveland, Ohio, 6'1", 170, senior. And it was 3-0 Buckeyes after one. Things looked pretty bleak, but then Tommy Rutherford scored for the Flyers. Thomas out of Park Ridge, Illinois, senior. And Tom got the first goal of the game for the Flyers, assisted by Swiatkowski and by Burns, and it was 3-1. And then the Buckeyes, I think, scored next to make it 4-1. It was Mr. Alfaro. Is that right? Alfaro? Yeah, number 29. Where's my Buckeye roster? Yeah, Alfaro, he came into the game with a different number. Yeah, 29. So Alex Alfaro got his got the goal, and Mr. Alfaro out of Buffalo, New York, 5'11", 180, made it 4-1, and then Jackson Reed scored. Jackson scoring in both games of this two-game series with Ohio State. Jackson unassisted to make it 4-2 at the end of the second period. So the Flyers had hope going into third. They played a very competitive third period, and its score remained 4-2 until the final minute of the game, when an empty net goal was scored by Alex Alfaro, or Fulfaro. I'm mispronouncing that young man's name, Fulfaro. And that made it 5-2, which is the final. What do we have here, folks? We have a message from Patty Ployce. Patty says, thanks, Kent. You're quite welcome, Patty. Best announcer. Oh, my goodness. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. It's very nice, Patty. Just didn't have it in the tank tonight. Go Cubs. Well, they're in a tight game with Milwaukee. So best of luck, and thanks for the kind words, Patty. And yeah, just didn't quite get it. Again, a slow start for the Flyers tonight. Couldn't quite pull it out. So let's figure a full four stars, 3 stars. We don't need to add any more stars. 3 stars of the game tonight. Let's see here. We're going to give the let's give the number 3 star of the game to, let's see, who did what? Fulfaro got some. He's Fulfaro. That's a Fulfaro. Who else did what? I love Burkhalter. I'm going to give it, I think the Buckeyes are going to sweep the 3 stars tonight. I'm going to give the number 3 star of the game to goalkeeper Seth Russell. Russell stopping 34 out of 36 shots tonight. So Seth Russell is our 3rd star of the game. The number 2 star of the game is going to go to Nick Berhalter. Nick Berhalter with a goal and an assist. And the number 1 star of the game is from Ohio State, and it is Alex Fulfaro, or Fulfaro. I've been pronouncing it both ways all night. Alex Fulfaro. The poor young man's last name is Fulfaro. I think it's Fulfaro. But Alex on the night, Alex with 2 goals and an assist, so he got 3 points on the night, figuring in 3 of the Buckeye 5 goals. Let's see, the hard hat. Let's see. Who should we give the hard hat to tonight? I think just put something like that one. I'm going to give the hard hat tonight, I think, to, let's give it to Mike Mygon. So he got banged around and he did some banging tonight. He had a good game on defense. So Mike Mygon will be our hard hat of the game. Again, the 3 stars tonight, all from Ohio State. Number 3, Seth Russell, the goalie. Number 2 is Nick Burhalter. And number 1 star, Alex Falfaro. So, appreciate everybody joining us. Thanks, everybody, for participating in the chat. We love to hear from everybody. And we plan on being back with you this upcoming Friday night, 8 o'clock right here at Kettering Ice Arena against a tough team, the Miami University Redhawks. That's going to be a tough one. It always is. So should be a good game, though, for the Flyers coming up Friday night. So with the win, again, Ohio State goes to 6 wins, 1 loss, 1 overtime loss on the season. The Flyers, with the loss, dropped to 3 wins, 6 losses, and 1 overtime loss. Again, the winning goalkeeper tonight, Seth Russell. Losing goalkeeper by Dom Grimaldi. Dom had the junior out of Chicago. Played a good game. Just that rough first period by the whole team kind of did the whole thing tonight. But hopefully they can get back to it tomorrow or on Friday night against Miami. So, speaking for our producer engineer, Jeff Duford, I'm Kent Jacobs reminding you again the final score tonight, the Ohio State Buckeyes 5 and the Dayton Flyers 2. Until this upcoming Friday night, we bid you good evening from Kettering Ice Arena. Good night, everybody.